Inflation at the supermarket, sky-high gas prices at the pump, issues all along the supply chain. It's all problems that we've seen get worse since the war in Ukraine started. Tonight, we are focusing on those historic gas prices. They're thanks in part to sanctions on Russia and their imports. Over the past several weeks, the president has made several changes to try and bring those prices under control. Today marks a new strategy. Rachel Robinson has more on that strategy, and they really make the grade. Rachel.
Yeah, there's no doubt we've all seen those prices rise at the pump. Since gas prices have soared, President Biden has tapped into federal oil reserves and just last week ended a moratorium on drilling leases on federal land. But what does that mean? And will we actually see a change at the pump? President Biden announced on Friday that drilling leases on federal land are allowed, a major shift from the beginning of his presidency.
It's been a long time in coming, and so we'll give the administration some credit for at least holding a lease sale. But if you look back all the way to the candidate Biden said that he would stop leasing on federal lands, and he did that the first day in office. They stopped it, and there's not been any lease sales since they came into office.
The change means that companies can pay to drill on federal land. But that change doesn't come without a few caveats.
It's very reduced. They reduced it down to 20% of the available acreage, 80% reduction, and are going to increase royalties by 50%.
This is a step forward for more oil production, but it's not an instant fix.
This is just the leasing. Then our members are going to have to go out and do all the environmental work, find employees, the drill pipes, the supply chain issues.
The IPAA believes more changes need to be made to see an actual shift.
The regulatory regime, not only on federal lands, but across the board, needs to be streamlined. The amount of regulations that our members face, again, in Texas, non-federal lands across the board is so extreme that it really serves to hamper the ability of our members to get out there.
Supply chain issues have also caused the industry to not be as efficient as it could be.
But our members are still having a very difficult time finding steel, finding pipe casing, finding spare parts for trucks. Look, there are real solutions. Some of those I just laid out there that can make a difference, but it's taken a while to get into this spot, and it's not going to be changed overnight, unfortunately.
But even though things like gas prices won't immediately shift here in the States, one thing that won't change is the Permian Basin being one of the energy workforces for the rest of the country.
We have the resources, we have the ability to be a superpower in American oil and natural gas. We want to get back to that, and also at this point help the world as it's facing this severe energy crisis due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Sales on 144,000 acres of land started up today. As for if this will impact the gas prices, we'll simply have to wait and see. Back to you, Tatum.